Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get this thing started. Hey guys, what's good? What's good? Everybody doing all right? Hey, thank you for popping in. I guess I better see. Let's see. Let's go to see if we got anybody on. Look, I'm just going to do a quick update on this Bitcoin ETFs, and I'm going to talk about we're launching our prosperity. We call it Prosperity Links, Prosperity Channel. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. That's going to be launching tomorrow. Yeah, anyway, I got the lights off. I don't have a lot of light on, letting the light coming through the window. So I am checking out, make sure my sound is okay. All right, let me check my sound, see if we're good. And let's see. We're posting it up. If anybody's on, you can jump in the chat. Let me know what's good. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know that you are here. That's what's up. All right. All right. Anybody here? Probably not. It's all good. I get it. People are like, what? Bitcoin EFT? I don't care about that. But I do. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Anybody care about EFTs? Anybody want to know a little bit about the Bitcoin EFT? You know, it's funny. I get calls about it. And I said, hey, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about Bitcoin EFTs. And I guess everybody's busy today. I mean, it's a football day. I know how it goes. You know, people having a good time. They ain't caring about no, you know, getting on those Zoom calls and all that craziness. I get it. I get it. I was supposed to go live like 3 hours ago, but I don't move that fast on Saturday. And so I'm going to do what I can do for the time that we got together. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Let's see what I got here. Oh, there it is, YouTube. That's what I was looking for. Let me get my YouTube up so I can at least have it going on right here. Running in the background like I always do. I know y'all just saying, we don't know nothing about that, Rashid. I know, don't worry. This is how I do it. Okay, make sure my sound is good. Okay, there we go. I got it. The sound is coming through good, so perfect. All right, let's see who's on. Oh, wow. Okay. That's how it is today, huh? We'll keep it moving either way. Anyway, for those that catch the recording, if you're doing something that's keeping you from checking out what we got going on, then that is totally cool. But let's go ahead and kick this off. Look, welcome. I appreciate you guys being on today. Whoever decides that they want to show up, I appreciate you. This is Coach Rashid, and I am the founder of Team Achieve Prosperity Club. Team Achieve Prosperity Club. Last week, what was it, January 6th, we had an amazing event. We kicked this year off with some great talks. Our theme for 2024 is No More in 2024. KNOW, No More in 2024. Be knowledgeable. You get your education on. Make sure that you know what you're talking about. And if you don't, then go ahead and jump online and go live with me, and I'll try to provide some updates, some information. I'll do what I can to bring that education to the audience. I do a little research here and there, check things out. Look, I don't know everything, so I just go find information from the experts, and I try to consolidate that down. So today we're going to talk about this Bitcoin ETFs, and with the Bitcoin ETFs, I am going to be talking about information that I pull from a variety of sources, and so I might put some of them up on screen, or I might just talk about them. I got some stuff on my phone that I'm going to talk about. I got some websites that I'll pull up as well. I mean, we just got stuff all over the place. So there's no one source. There's a number of sources. And, I had something up earlier that implications. Okay, that's good. That's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to put that right there so you can understand when I'm talking about the Bitcoin ETFs. So if that's what you're here for, if you're here because you're part of the Team Achieve Prosperity Club, welcome. Excuse me. And if you're here to hear a little bit about the Bitcoin ETFs, then thank you for being here. I've had a number of people hit me up on my phone about that. Telegram, not so much. So Facebook. And so people that are really not really following me on Telegram actually have hit me up. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. What's the implications? What do you feel about it? If you're if you're a crypto enthusiast, if you're actually, finding different altcoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum, any of that, if you put some money out there through one of the exchanges and just holding on to it, trying to figure out what to do with it, then okay, cool. We'll talk about that. But if you're somebody that actually pays attention to the bigger market, the bigger implications, what is Grayscale? Why are they part of this conversation when they're big institutional, bodies out there dealing with, trillions and trillions of dollars under management, and they're trying to get into this space. Then the SEC comes along and tries to, guide people in one way or another. But at the end of the day, who's doing what and why is this such a hot topic? So if you want to know some of those things, you want to discuss a little bit about Bitcoin ETFs on a layman's term, because I am not a financial advisor, not an investment advisor, and I'm just here to provide you with education, information, and entertainment on the topic. You're in the right place, right time. And so let's go ahead and start the show. All right, good stuff. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to kick this off with a very simple, thing, right? Yeah, I know you might be saying, Rashid, let's go in some type of order. Well, I don't have any order I want to go in, so I'm just gonna put it out there. So if you have asked the question, what does awarding 11 Bitcoin ETFs for a variety of companies, and we'll go through each one, what does that mean in the big picture? What does that mean to me? Well, I'm going to say I got some information here on my phone that I pulled up. Forgot, where did I get this from? Let me, CoinGape, right? CoinGape talks about it here. This is Gansler, who knows when they will award. So yeah, CoinGape is one of the crypto sites that I like to get information from. And so it talks about the implications of the decision that the SEC will make, right? So before the actual award, everybody was talking about it. I've looked at so many articles, and so I'm going to pull information from a variety of sources, and I'm just going to talk about what they're saying. What's the implications of the SEC's decision on awarding these Bitcoin ETFs? So this one from CoinGape, it talks about the SEC's decision is not just a procedural step, but it is a pivotal moment for the cryptocurrency industry. Approval of these ETFs signifies a shift in the regulatory landscape, potentially opening doors for more mainstream investment in Bitcoin. It also reflects the SEC's evolving stance on cryptocurrencies, which I do not believe they're evolving at all, balancing regulatory oversight with market innovation. So very interesting that they talk about that, because there's a couple of things I think all of us that are, either investing in some type of crypto, holding crypto, or trading crypto, whatever space you're in, then I think you pick up on a couple of things that were mentioned there. So one, this is not just a procedural thing. This has been like years and years and years of conversation. Grayscale has been in this space for a long time, trying to get the SEC to approve for them to allow them to push out ETFs. So the average person that does not want to learn about cryptocurrency, could care less about cryptocurrency, And some people don't even believe in cryptocurrency. But if you slip it into an established financial, behemoth like Grayscale or BlackRock, Fidelity Investments, I mean, these are like, staples in the financial, world. When they start to say, hey, crypto is cool, you can go ahead and take a portion of your portfolio and drop it into some crypto. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. So I can actually feel safe about, investing in Bitcoin. That's what they're saying on the surface. But what a lot of people don't understand, like they said, let me go down, just pick apart a little bit of this information. Pivotal moment for the cryptocurrency industry. Yes. Here's the plus. The plus is you have, oh man, the timing is crazy too, right? So in 2024, we know that the Bitcoin halving is right around the corner. Okay. Some people look at the pre halving. So the lead up to the halving, you have a massive amount of interest. The people that do follow it and the people that don't, because you're going to hear about it, like the Super Bowl is coming. The Super Bowl of cryptocurrency is the halving process that Bitcoin has every 4 years. So when you have this halving process, we know that it's coming. And some people may be asking the question, what is halving, right? What is the Bitcoin halving? HLVING, halving, halving. I can say that clearly. So Bitcoin halving, so that right there is, so when you're mining Bitcoin, right? Back in the day, that was the thing. You basically, had your computer, you had to purchase the node, and you had that whole node, which was massive back then. Now, there's a variation of it. People purchase the actual mining rigs, which are just servers that you can put anywhere in your house and drain your energy and shoot your bill through the roof. But at the same time, you're going to earn rewards based upon the speed of your server that solves some complicated algorithms that actually says this is a valid transaction on the blockchain, right? So when that data is moving from point A to point B through all these blocks of checks and balances, right? All this is, digital, computerized, some really smart, person, entity, Satoshi, right? Whoever that is. Hey, if you know who it is, just let me know. Basically put this information together, and back 2008, 2009, all this became really interesting. And so the whole formula was, look, if you can solve this algorithm, then we'll give you, X amount of Bitcoin. Back then it was worth nothing. And so people were getting, 500, 1,000 Bitcoin because they were able to solve this algorithm that says this is a valid transaction on the blockchain. Well, guess what? After, a few years, the brilliance of it, if you understand economics, you would really say, oh, wow, that makes sense, right? So you can't have an unlimited amount, right? There's 21, I think it's 21 million or 21 billion. I don't remember, 21 million or 21 billion of these Bitcoins maximum, right? And so you can't just say, all right, we're going to keep printing because in the fiat world, right, with USD or whatever, British pounds, all this, that, and the other, euros. If you just continue printing more money when there's a problem in your economy, then you're going to cause what we call inflation. And so in that inflation, basically the surplus or the quantity of fiat currency in the market rises, and the price of everything rises with it. It's kind of crazy, right? But when you have a scarcity or a shrinking or a deflationary currency, then it becomes very, very unique, and it becomes valuable. So that's what happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin starts off at 0, goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, so on and so forth. And so over the years, you saw it rise. Why? Because they had to institute a halving process. That halving process says, we'll pay you 1,000 Bitcoins for solving this algorithm. And then 4 years later, we'll pay you 500. Oh, wait a minute, that's get too expensive. All right, we're going to raise the price to $2,000, and then $4,000, and then $10,000. More people got interested. More people wanted Bitcoin just because of curiosity. And so the demand was through the roof. And so that halving process kept happening, and it got to a point where it was like, okay, now you get 50 Bitcoin when you solve this problem. Then it got to 25 Bitcoin. All right, the next year comes along, 4 years or whatever, and now it gets to 12.5. Then it gets to 6, and getting down to maybe 3. Oh my gosh. So anyway, but think about it. If you had an opportunity to get Bitcoin when it was $100 and you saw it go to $69,000, you'd be pretty excited, huh? What if it only went to recently 49,000, and you got it when it was 100, and you purchased, I don't know, 10? Yeah, that would be like almost $700,000, right? So beautiful thing. So now that the halving process happens, let's say you started back in the day and got 1,000 Bitcoin, and because you use your machine to actually make it happen, you get 1,000 per reward. You probably got multiple thousands. Okay. But I don't know, 20 years later, almost, 15 years later, and it halving, half. But you got 1,000 Bitcoin. So if you have 1,000 Bitcoin and your award now is, that's crazy. If you have 1,000 Bitcoin and the award now for the one that gets that award or reward, right? That block reward is the price of Bitcoin now, and you're getting 12 or 6. Excuse me, I don't even know what year it is, but let's say you're getting 6 Bitcoin for every reward. Basically, you're winning that block, right? That award. You got 6 times the current value, 40,000. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. And listen, and you got 6, but you have 1,000 Bitcoin because you started a long time ago. So that means you got 1,000 Bitcoin, right? Times that crazy number, 40,000. And then you're getting 6 of them now. Good Lord. That's a lot of money. So anyway, they go on to talk about this. The approval of these ETFs would signify a shift in the regulatory landscape, potentially opening doors for more mainstream investment in Bitcoin. That right there is another positive, because that's the key. Approving ETFs by the regulatory body called the SEC, that's the most strict in the world, right? I guess FCA might be stricter, I don't know, in the UK. Approval of the ETFs will signify a shift in the regulatory landscape, potentially opening doors for more mainstream investment in Bitcoin. That is 100% correct. You know how we know that? Because yesterday or day before yesterday, when they did award 11, ETFs, right? 11 of them. I think BlackRock alone had some crazy amount that went through theirs, and they have the highest fees. How crazy is that? Well, because people trust them, they would rather put their money with BlackRock or Grayscale versus Coinbase or Gemini. Think about that. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? Anyway, the fees are ridiculous on these exchanges, so they need to watch out. But it does open those doors, though, not really to the regulatory side, but now those same people that's been watching you, that's been saying you're crazy, you should hear the talk around the cooler at my spot, right? I go to the office and I got people that I told them, I got a few Bitcoin. Man, that's that funny money. These same people that go to the casino 4 or 5 times a week, by the way, but they call Bitcoin funny money. That's craziness. If they only knew. I'm the one laughing at that funny statement. It also reflects the SEC's evolving stance on cryptocurrencies, balancing regulatory oversight with market innovation. Nope. Gary Gensler doesn't care about Bitcoin. He was mad because when he was fighting with, I think it was Grayscale, Grayscale was saying, no, we want to offer it, and our customers want it, and they could not agree on how to do that. So the the lawyers in the Supreme Court, they were like, yeah, I mean, you got to let them go ahead and do it. And so the SEC was pissed off about that. So they fought, for years and years and years. And, they went up against Ripple, which is obviously the owner of the XRP token or coin. They fought with them for a number of years as well. And then after they finally got into court, they said, that's not a security token. So it was a waste of everybody's time and money. And so that kind of put a stain on the SEC getting involved and trying to figure it all out with the crypto. And so secretly behind the scenes, they're building up consensus to create the central bank digital currencies and push those out, to attack our liberties. I'm not one of those guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to get into that. But I mean, there is some issues with denying cryptocurrencies and giving it a place in society, but putting more efforts to create a central bank digital currency kind of behind the scenes through what they call Fed now. So it's a very, very interesting thing that they're doing, even though over in Europe, they're actually creating some standards that they can use to kind of do some kind of regulatory consensus on using and transacting cryptocurrencies. So then it says, moreover, the approval could fundamentally change how investors engage with Bitcoin. In addition, offering regulated and potentially safer avenue for Bitcoin investment, these ETFs can attract a broader range of investors, including those hesitant to invest directly in cryptocurrencies due to concerns over volatility and security. And that's 100% correct. Like 100%. That is the key. And so what I would love to convey to the audience is, I'm no expert on this space. I don't get down like that. I have my little niche in the corner of this crypto world, and I stay there. But this is just common information that everybody knows about, and some people ask these questions. And what I would say on a very small scale of a knowledge base is that, one, what's the good? Everybody knows that the institutional bodies out there spending the millions and the billions per day trading, commodities and stocks and, Forex and things like this. That's one thing. And people can do really well in that way. But normally, if you're not an accredited investor, if you're not able to go big, 250K and more on these things, then that 1% a year is just not doing you much good. So crypto comes into the picture, and it's kind of like in the gray area of finances, right? Because the institutions don't want to recognize it as legit. The USD, right? I asked my kids the other day, I said, what is this worth, right? What is this worth? Oh, it's 100. No, it's not worth 100. It's worth the paper it's printed on. That's the value that has. So just because it has a couple of little more security measures than a dollar bill, then it might be worth $1, right? But it says 100 on there. So they have basically given you confidence that if you utilize that and it says 100 and you take it and give to somebody that you want to exchange some type of value, give me that thing that says 95 on it, and I'll give you this piece of paper that says 100, they will accept it. It's called confidence. They have confidence in the fiat, right? The fiat basically meaning that somebody said it's worth $100. I got confidence that's what it is because the community says it is. Got it. But crypto sneaks up on you, right? And so society says, we already got a currency. Why do we need that? Well, guess what? There's a big part of society that can't trade, invest, and grow their money like the other part of society. So Satoshi Nakamoto, quote, 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 unquote, quote, quote, right, came into the picture right after a financial crash and said, why don't we use our own? Let's just create our own currency. Is there a problem with that? We're not making a US dollar. We're not making a nice little, plate and printing money like that. That's illegal. You can't print exactly a replica of the US dollar. or British pound or. We're not doing that, are we? But there was a way that ushered in an alternative that could level the playing field. So that pisses off a lot of people. So the SEC is not going to sit there and say, it's okay. The BIS is not going to say, it's okay. The FCA in the UK, FINRA in the US, the Department of Commerce, right? They're not going to let that go. And so they're like, if we make a regulation, that means that we accept that it's something that we can use and regulate. Yeah, we could make a lot of money off of taxes and that, but why don't we just drag it along? And then if somebody, does something with that and take advantage of somebody, because we know that's going to happen, then we can go and attack it and say, look, crypto is bad, right? And that's what happens. So instead of regulating it, they just wait for the bad actors to make it well known that they're bad actors, and they'll blame the digital currency. But Grayscale, BlackRock, Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz was like, no, y'all can't let that happen. He was on top. He was standing on, the Wall Street table saying, nah. See what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to cut us out, and we're trying to leapfrog forward. So when a Bitcoin ETF comes along, because it took them 11 to 12 years to get it approved, they saw something that 95% of the people don't even see. They have no clue that the people that already have the money are pushing to get Bitcoin ETFs into their world because they see you over here creating millionaires. And if you create millionaires and they're already millionaires, they're like, wait a minute. If crypto can do that for you in that world, and I'm not going over there, I'm gonna stay over here in my world, regulate it. Hey, Grayscale, I got about 10 million in your fund. I want Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, XRP on the docket. Can you make it happen? Litecoin too. They're like, I don't know. He's like, we want that. Guess what? Me and my buddies on the golf course talked about it. I think between us five, we pretty much got 50% of what you have assets under management. We want that. While the rest of us retail investors over here are scrambling, trying to figure it out, right? Trying to educate the world on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and altcoins. Institutional cats are over here saying, don't worry about them. Let them get their millions. Because we see billions and trillions with that. So if they're going to put in 10 million into a Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity, and get 1% a year and be excited, they bring in Bitcoin and whatever else they ask for. And now the volatility, because they understand how to work it, they're helping their clients get 1% a month. Now, if you're in the crypto space and you're in the trading crypto, that's nothing, right? You know that's like, come on, dude. I'm not even going to put my money in there. But in the institutional side, 1% a month, when you put in $10 million, oh yeah. So you know why Grayscale is out there saying, come on, SEC, y'all need to hook us up. Oh, y'all don't want to do it? Yo, Supreme Court, they're not acting right. Guess what? Grayscale, they were the first. They were first. Not yesterday, not 2 days ago. No, they've been issuing, ETFs for years because they fought for it. Right? Because their investors said that's what we want. What they're gonna say? No. Yeah, right. All right. So let's go over here. Let's see who came in with the numbers. Let's see what the numbers look like. If I can find that. Bam. I think that's it right there. So let's bring it up. Let's talk about it. Like they say, let's talk about it. All right. So it looks like spot Bitcoin ETF surpassed $1 billion in trade volume in the first 30 minutes. Do you not think they've been interested in it for a while? I hope you're getting the idea. I hope you get the picture here. Bitcoin ETFs are good for everybody, by the way. But I'm going to tell you, there's something that some people may not quite understand. And I think I need to make it very clear. If you're in the crypto space, right, and you actually do purchase on a Coinbase or a Gemini, just so you can get some Bitcoin and maybe send it to a trading platform or hold it in your wallet, as they say, they try to scare you. Oh, don't send your money to a trading platform, whatever. As long as you bought it somewhere, you got some, hold it in your wallet, do whatever you want to with it. As long as you got some, right? That's what I'm saying. That category of us, you got Bitcoin, you're letting it ride. The price goes up, the price goes down. All those things happen, which is awesome. Now you see it going up more than down, right? So when somebody looks at you and say, oh, you bought that Bitcoin, yeah, for 10, 20,000, right? And then it drops to 10,000. They're like, well, I told you not to. Man, look, I told you, man, that's crazy. Why did you do that? And all you did was hold on to it. And then 2 months later, guess what? It's at 25,000. Okay. You're like, cool. And then 2 months after that, it's at 35,000. Now you got it over here for what, 15, maybe 20. Let's say you got it for 15. You weren't going up to no 20. You got it for 15. Now it's at 35,000 6-7 months later. Guess what happens after that? It drops. You're like, oh, but it only drops to 30,000. Now you got it at 15. It drops to 30, and people looking at you like, it's going down. You're like, but I bought it at 15. I'm still on the winning side. Guess what happens a year later? It goes to 40,000. Guess what happens a couple of months later? It goes to 42,000. Guess what happens when the ETFs are approved, awarded? It goes to 49,000. Now it's going to correct. Everything corrects when you do an IPO, ICO. They're going to come out slamming. What happened when Coinbase hit the market through the SPAC and it went up? Boom, $300, $400, $500, right, per share. What happened 2 weeks later? You couldn't find it for $100. This is normal, right? But Bitcoin is different. The ETF's everybody's been waiting on this a long time. So in 30 minutes, $1 billion traded in 30 minutes. That's crazy. And within, 24 hours, they were all in the red. But if you listen to them talk about it, it's not a big deal because that's how the markets work. Okay. So like I said, I'm not an advisor here, so I'm not going to get into that. But just my, perspective and my reading is how this kind of rolled out. So it talks about 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs surged out of the gate Thursday morning, right? BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale products exceeded $1 billion. This is only 3 out of the 11. Damn, that's crazy, right? So Fidelity is one of my favorites anyway. So Fidelity, Wise, Origin, Bitcoin Fund, and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which already have some ETF in there, had traded roughly 5 million shares and 10.5 million shares respectively at the time. The spot Bitcoin ETF by ARK Investment. So I watched Kathy, what's her name, talk about this the other day. 21 shares. So she's using 21 shares. I think it's Kathy Wood, I think it is. Had trading volumes of about 1.7 million shares or 86 million at 10 a.m. with other funds trading, funds trailing considerably. Yeah, nobody else is close, right? So let's look at this. Spot Bitcoin ETFs. The first 30 minutes is mind-boggling, right? Grayscale crushed them, almost 500 million. iShare, Bitcoin Trust, bam, for almost 400. Fidelity came in third, a little bit over 200 million. And understand the sequence here. The one that's been around the longest, right, which is Fidelity, obviously is more traditional. So everybody's not going to jump on the bandwagon. Vanguard said, no, we're not touching it. And Vanguard is a staple, like straight up Fidelity type in 80 plus years or whatever. They've been around forever. But they're pensions, man. They're older people are like, look, we're not even trying doing that. So they abstained. They were like, look, we're not getting into Bitcoin, none of that speculative stuff. But Grayscale they were like, yeah, we know we done. Like, y'all play games, we're gonna outrun everybody. And they did come on, and the CEO was like, look, we don't have to come in cheap because we know what we're doing. We got the highest assets under management. We've been doing this the longest. We've been fighting SEC. So people want trust versus cheap. And they were right. Bitwise came in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, I guess. I don't know which one that is. Galaxy, Invesco, Galaxy, Bitcoin, Valkyrie came in, got them, maybe, I don't know, 5 million out of the deal. Franklin Bitcoin got a little bit. Wisdom Tree got a little bit. Hashtag, they struggled. They got a little bit. So I'm not sure what ballpark they're playing in, but they're struggling. Anyway, the first Bitcoin futures ETF, the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, BITO ticker, which launched in October 2021, saw roughly 950 million in trading volume overall on the first day. It didn't reach 1 billion in 2 days. This is back in 2021. Goodness gracious, that's crazy. Now, Bitcoin, it got up to 49,000 on Wednesday, right after you heard on X or Twitter, somebody had hacked the account and said that it was approved, and boom, the price Bitcoin shot through the roof. And then when they found out that was fake, then it dropped drastically down to 42. Right? That's just how it is. And it says, what did it say right here? Bitcoin trading volume reached a 10-month high Thursday morning across cryptocurrency exchanges. You see that? You see, this is exactly what we were saying a few minutes ago when we started the show. Was what was the effect? What is the what's the what is the implication? Right? That's the word I was looking for. What's the implication for crypto enthusiasts? Right? So is the institutional version okay? This is something that I guess I can put out there, and before we go any further. When we talk about Bitcoin, and then when we talk about Bitcoin ETFs, you got to know something, right? You can purchase Bitcoin directly, right? If you were in El Salvador, they're just shaking their heads at the world, saying, "I told you so," because now they're launching the actual fund where you can purchase and actually own your Bitcoin, right? This is a different strategy than what's happening in the US. This is how it works. This is just the nature of trading. You get an IOU that says you own this much Bitcoin, but you own it under this group of companies, right? You don't get actual Bitcoin under your ownership. You don't get any Bitcoin under your ownership. There is no Bitcoin that's going to hit your wallet on any blockchain anywhere. This is joining the institutional side of trading. So don't get it twisted. There is no cryptocurrency going into your crypto wallet. You are just trading the idea of Bitcoin on the exchange, on the market, right? So make sure you can digest that. You're not in the crypto business if you're signing up for an ETF, just so you know, okay? Not in the crypto business, but you are in the institutional side of the markets, right? Has nothing to do with crypto. Anyway, they're just taking advantage of the trend. I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying it's helping Bitcoin anyway. How do we know that? Well, let's see. Bitcoin trading volume, the actual Bitcoin trading volume reached a nearly 10-month high Thursday morning across cryptocurrency exchanges, not Wall Street, cryptocurrency exchanges before the start of the trading session at Wall Street, hitting a $52 billion just after 7 a.m. in New York, according to data from CoinGecko. That right there is real Bitcoin that you can own if you obviously do it right. Okay. All right. Hope that's clear. I hope everybody gets that. I hope everybody already knew that. I think you did. Right? All right. So let's go back. Let's see. Anyway, You know what? Like I said, I'm not here to give you no class on any of these topics. I'm just here to let you know that a lot of people asked the question. I thought I'd come on and talk a little bit about it. Nope, I'm not going to go into anything else, into any detail. But I am going to invite you to the Team Achieve Prosperity Club. We're going to have a follow-up to our Ignite Your Fire, January 6, 2024, Ignite Your Fire event. We had a 5.5 hour conference on Zoom. Phenomenal. Loved it. So doing a follow-up with you tomorrow, January 14th, for those that are interested in the Team Achieve Prosperity Club. Then you have an opportunity to go ahead and come on to the show tomorrow. We're going to talk about how you can get started. We're going to give you all the details. We're going to walk you through the philosophy, the blueprint, and exactly what opportunities are available for your level of risk, right? So that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday. So I invite you out. If you want to see or be part of the Team Achieve Prosperity Club, then you need to get in touch with me. We're going to run through the qualifying process, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see you on the other side. Yes, life is good. We got some beautiful things going on. We have some new things happening as well. A lot of great information and education for those that are in this space that are just kind of treading water. Then we're going to make sure that you're brought up to speed, and while you're earning and growing your crypto, then you're going to know how to handle it. You're going to know what to do with it, and you're going to make sure that you know how to grow it. Because that's what we do. All right. Hey, this has been an episode of Blockchain Speaks from Coach Rashid. I am launching the Team Achieve Prosperity Club. The prosperity links will be available for those that join the club, and then you'll know what a core 4 philosophy and blueprint is and how it will take you to the next level here in 2024. All right. So, hey, it's been a pleasure, and I thank you for taking the time. I thank you for being a part of my day, my moments. Hey, look, if I see you tomorrow, cool. If not, catch me on my YouTube channel, Rashid Next Level, and all that great stuff that you heard today. You will hear so much more. All right, peace. Y'all take care, and I'll see you later.